Hello all, thank you for joining us today. Let's start with a question. How many of you have found yourselves in a stressful situation or have experienced stress at work and wish that your bosses had a healthy and constructive way to deal with this? Yeah, me too. For this reason, we thought it was important to explore skills and ways in which leadership can help address stress in the workplace. We are Raquel Olivo Salcedo, Opoku-Mensah, and Luis Alzate Duque. Let's talk about stress. High stress is common in the workplace, and it can come from a variety of work-related sources that ultimately can affect the entire workflow, culture, progress, and gains in an organization. Although stress can be a driver for innovation and creativity when in excess, it can have detrimental effects in the workplace. Stress is characterized by a feeling of unpleasantness, which results in reduced effectiveness and productivity. Evidence suggests that stress may lead to suboptimal decision-making through the development of tunnel vision, emotional and hasty decision-making as well. Common sources of stress include high workload, work conflict, and long hours, as well as pressure from superiors and perception of untrustworthy or unfriendly leadership. Sutherland and Davidson in the UK observed that the most common cited source of stress was poor communication and lack of objective clarity, followed by unnecessary workload. Workplace tension is estimated to cost $300 billion annually, and employees spend about 25% of their time in unproductive conflict with coworkers. The estimated cost of work-related stress and depression is about $12 billion annually. Stress may contribute to the development of coronary heart disease, stroke, lung cancer, diabetes, and lung disease. The Stockholm Female Coronary Study was able to show a tenfold risk of death from coronary heart disease in those who experience prolonged stress. Other implicated effects of stress on health include depression, anxiety, low esteem, and burnout. Ultimately, chronic illness and stress not only contribute to loss of productivity due to absenteeism, but also lead to higher stress and low morale on the remaining workforce from increasing workload.
Evidence in favor. Human resources are the most valuable assets available to organization. Therefore, it is necessary to educate the leadership on stress coping skills and ways to motivate teams to maintain stress at optimal levels in order to maximize potential. It is estimated that if only a quarter of the workforce participate in fitness activities, it would result in a 15% annual savings in medical costs. Regarding environmental stress, the literature indicates that the coping abilities of the leader will influence the team performance. Anderson found that leaders who use Class 1 coping mechanisms, such as problem-solving and stress reduction measures, had a positive correlation with organizational effectiveness, while the use of Class 2 coping behavior, like anger and aggression, resulted in the opposite effect. Evidence against. It is easy to think that stress is bad and must be avoided. In reality, stress has many desirable qualities. Stress can be a tool to connect the individual with what matters and to the challenges in life. Stress can be classified in good stress and bad stress. Whether a particular demand is perceived as good or bad depends on the intensity of the stressor and how the individual perceives it. To reframe bad stress into good stress, Crum suggests specific strategies, such as identifying the stressor, in order to switch the brain from an automatic response to a more deliberate one. Crum adds that people stress out about things that are important. Having this realization makes the individual resilient. In the day-to-day to organizations, it is almost impossible to eliminate all stressors, but managers have the power to transform stress. Therefore, the stressors will be perceived as challenges, not threats.
So what can we take away from the evidence? Stress occurs in the workplace, and it is important to find meaningful ways to manage it. These are some of our takeaways. Recognize signs of stress. Acknowledge the range of intensity. Incorporate workplace stress management programs like nutritional counseling, massage clinics, maybe even a midday meditation. Performance enhancement skills such as strategic planning can create overall consistency. Encourage the use of positive self-talk and reframing stress to challenges, and adopting policies that influence open communication, like an open door policy. Strive to achieve spiritual intelligence at work. Evidence supports that the importance of spiritual intelligence is that individuals seek to achieve occupational harmony and self-fulfillment, and this will just reduce work-related conflict. Promoting a healthy lifestyle in workplaces can decrease the risk of disease, reduce medical costs, and increase employee productivity and morale. You cannot get rid of stress, but you can give employees the tools to deal with it. Thanks for listening.